Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on your time zone and depending from where you are watching us from. This is Biafra 101 TV. You know, we are wrestling against principalities and powers. I started receiving some certain messages in my first channel, Biafra Watchman TV. I am receiving some certain notifications. The people we are wrestling, the people we are fighting against. Me particularly, I know I can't expect them to go and sleep. I know they must be doing one or two things to make sure that that record is not set straight. They must do everything they can to silence me. But you see this message, that thing that made me to put my face on media. I'm not going back. Oh, I am passing this message to you guys who feels that you can silence me. I'm passing this message to you guys. So long I have my smartphone, so long I have my mic, so long I have my ring light, I must do what? I must come to propagate that gospel of Biafra, that gospel of freedom, and that gospel of redemption. If you like, report to YouTube as you can or as you wish. I don't care. As you dey report, I dey open another channel. So Biafrans, genuine Biafrans, this is my new channel. Get the point, this is the new channel. It's a backup channel. You get because I'm receiving some certain notification based on say enemy of progress, people who don't want to hear this lesson, people who don't want to need to propagate the gospel of Biafra. They are playing some foul plays. So we are ahead of them, we are smarter than them. So I decided to create this channel as a backup. So I want you guys to subscribe to this channel should in case if anything happens to the main channel, which is Biafra Watchman TV. We no go gree for them. We no go gree for anybody. So if you come across this video, please just subscribe and share. This gospel must be preached, whether these children of perdition likes it or not. We must propagate this gospel of Biafra. Alright, this video here, Biafra, like I said in one of the video I made, I said Biafra ought to be the beacon of hope to Africa. But we've seen that Burkina Faso, Ibrahim Traore, have taken this lead. And what we ought to do is to do what? To learn one or two things from him and from Burkina Faso because they are an established and functional nation. We have to learn one or two things from him. Believe it or not, Ibrahim Traore is the most discussed man on this face of the earth. Even the activities of Ibrahim Traore have overshadowed that of Trump. During the campaign, election, and the swearing in of Trump, Trump was the number one man, the most watched man in the world. But today, the most watched man and the most, how will I put it now? That the number one person that the whole world talks about or speaks about is Ibrahim Traore. We have to acknowledge that. And we, the Africans, we are proud of him because he is setting a standard and a record. Setting a standard and a record. And this is what Biafra signifies. So, as we are fighting for this our liberation, any genuine Biafran who don't like what Ibrahim Traore is doing, that means the person don't even understand what Biafra stands for. What Biafra stands for. In fact, I always watch this guy. Each time I watch him, I say, well, let me tell you one thing. If you are in corridors of power, if you are leading Biafra, count yourself as a privileged somebody because you have two choices. You have a choice to write your name in the book of history, in a positive book of history that generations yet unborn will read about you and will emulate the legacy you left behind. This is what Ibrahim Traore is doing. In the space of 2 years to 3 years, this guy has transformed Burkina Faso. Even there was a time he said he promised Burkinabes that he will only stay 6 months in power. And after that 6 months, he will conduct election and transit power to the democratic elected person. The Burkinabes stormed the street of Burkina Faso and said, no, the devil we know is better than the angel we've not seen. The devil we know is better than the angel we've not seen. In other words, they prefer and they like his style of governance. That election he's trying to conduct and the person that will come in as the president or elected president of Burkina Faso, they don't know him. Him, the devil, is the one they know. They preferred him than that angel they don't know. The guy has virtually transformed Burkina Faso that everybody is dreaming, admiring Burkina Faso, even thinking on how to visit Burkina Faso. The guy has shut the doors of Burkina Faso and mandated their technocrats, their, how will I put it, their intelligentsia, name it, that they should go on research. They should go on research that no Burkina Faso person that is in the corridors of power that will go to medical treatment abroad. Even their students, even Burkinabes, that they have to develop their tertiary institution to a standard that they will produce whatever professionals they wish to produce. Even he has even mandated the people who are into engineering sector, engineering field in tertiary institution, that construction of roads, they can no longer contact either Russia or China to come and construct just a main road. That the only one they have to contract Russia or China is construction of bridges. And the bridges he meant is the one that connect to another place via water or water. Anything short of that is the Burkinabes engineers that will construct it. Even he has promised, he has not even promised, I have signed into laws that people who are studying in tertiary institution will be paid until they graduate and until they get a secured job. What else does? What else do Burkinabes want again? And this is the kind of leadership, this is the kind of leaders that Africa lack. This is the kind of leaders that Africa lack. We Biafrans have to emulate from this guy, especially people who are leading us now. You guys need to learn a lot from the guy. Very selfless. Very selfless. He knows that he is there to serve the Burkinabes. There's a video of him I watched. He went to the interior village, that province or that state. They are known for farming. He went there uninvited and unnoticed. When he got there, the farmers were surprised. He was asking them, how are you guys faring? What do you guys need to produce more so that there will be enough food in Burkina Faso? He was interacting with them. Interacting with them. He even asked those farmers to feel free. That he's part of them. They should tell him what they need to advance in the agricultural sector, to advance in their farming. Can you see such in Nigeria? Can you see such? A leader that has listening ears. Unlike what we are seeing, now we are fighting for Biafra. Whoever that assumes one or two posts, he believes or she believes that he is now a lord, forgetting that he is there to serve the people. That's what they are forgetting. They are there to serve the people. You need to have listening ear. People who are leading us in this Biafra restoration need to learn from Ibrahim Traore. Very selfless guy, full of energy. The other time, he was thinking how to revive the football or the sports in Burkina Faso. He called some legends to come and educate him, to come and lecture him what he must do to revive the soccer in Burkina Faso, of which JJ Okocha was part of the people he invited. If you see when he was playing with them, very free. Very, very, very free. This is the kind of leader. This is the kind of leadership we expect from the people who are leading us. Now we are fighting for Biafra. Not people who assume to be Lord. Whatever they say is goes. Whatever they say is the final. I want you guys to learn from these people who are leading us in Biafra restoration. I want you guys to learn from this very young guy. The guy have given black race a challenge, not even a black race, including us that is fighting for Biafra. Examine yourself. You that is fighting for Biafra, you that is in the corridors of power, or a minister or a cabinet member fighting for Biafra restoration. Examine yourself and examine Ibrahim Traore. Tell yourself that bitter truth. Are you serving Biafra selflessly? Are you serving Biafra selflessly? Are you willing to listen to the complaints of Biafrans? The way Burkina Faso leader Ibrahim Traore is always ready to listen from Burkinabes. Are you willing to do so? It's a question you have to ask yourself, because we have to start now. What Biafra signifies is what Ibrahim Traore is doing. We ought to be the beacon of hope to Africa. Look at what we are doing. Now we've not yet gotten our nation. We've not yet gotten our nation. Look at the kind of life people whom whom people who are occupying positions in government in exile. We have to change our ways. We have to change our ways. Ibrahim Traore knows. Anyway, in another video I will make, you will see what he played, the role he played or what he did about media. So that you that is propagating about Biafra, that is subjugating truth, that is twisting the narrative, that is not setting the record straight the way it ought to be. You will see white and call that white black. You will see somebody that is erring. You will see somebody that is going against the ethics of Biafra freedom, of Biafra restoration. You will support the person. You will see what Ibrahim Traore did to Western medias. Because they know that media has a very crucial role to play in a nation and in the mind, psychological minds of people. That is why I always emphasize on why are you guys following Ngozi, propagating falsehood about Biafra, twisting the whole narrative and blackmailing people whom you know that you have no evidence against. Because the way you are talking all these things, we don't know, especially you that is in media, you don't know the influence you are wielding. Because people who are following you, there are people who are listening to you. They believe whatever you say. So once you propagate lies, falsehood and lies, they will believe you. And this is what is hurting this Biafra restoration. We have to change the way we are propagating this Biafra, especially we that are on media. Very important. So I want you guys to watch the analysis of the pundits here, the analysis of people who are on media also, their opinion and their mindset, what they felt or what they feel about Ibrahim Traore. I want you guys to watch. And don't forget, this my new channel, Biafra 101. If you happen to attend tertiary institution or university, you will know that is a course called JS 101 and JS 102. That's why I choose to name this page or this channel Biafra 101. It's all about strictly on political education. Because I discovered that this is what Biafrans lack. We lack political education. And it hurts me that after all the teachings MNK taught us in Radio Biafra, some of us never learned anything. So I want you guys to follow this page. Very, very important. Very important. I want you guys to follow this page. Biafra 101 TV. Follow the page. We have a lot. We have a lot to talk. Everything is all about saga. I'm not even doing saga. I am setting the record straight. Don't know why I use the word saga. I am setting the record straight because all the things I said about what is going on is nothing but the truth. Let me not digress. Just follow the page, subscribe, like, and share. You see this gospel of Biafra, we must propagate it. And for that thing that made me to put my face on this media, I am not going back. Oh, I am not going back. You see this gospel, it must be propagated. I greet you all. Peace and love. Don't forget, this is Biafra 101 TV.
This young boy, within just 6 months, has commissioned 18 factories. 18. They build cars in Burkina. They are building their own tomato. They don't import anything. First thing he did, he closed the borders. Nobody should come here. Nobody should come here. Do you think that Chinese can go to this boy's backyard and go and do galamsey? This boy came to Ghana and shook your president with a pistol. It's a statement. Nobody fools around. You fool around, we blow your head apart. We don't care about law. We are here to develop our nation, to help people. This guy here walked to your president with a gun on his side. It's a statement. You people bring Chinese from places. Go to Takwa, Bogoso, Prisia, Chebi, and go and see the madness of your Christianity. Some boys in Ibiko Presby, Alabaster, Pentecost, CAC, your bottom. And I'm not saying your bottom keke. I'm saying your bottom by Jeremiah 51 verse 7. Your bottom. Monya papa. Monya papa mkenyeni. This boy know how he can boldly tell Burkina Faso, there is no need to travel to America. We are creating America here. Every young man, this boy, regional minister, regional minister, Adie we amoye ye no, adie amoye, monsumu ye bi 8 years ago. Are you people okay? And this boy, for your information, is a Muslim. Only communion da. Masonko bi da. Tibon chira be mu Kristo somne som faso. I want to hear. Tell me the meaning of your noise. What the answer question that sorry. That is Christianity. I am Christo some time, Papa. I'm telling you, at time, Papa. Sorry, but now we are going to
Ibrahim Traore is setting a standard, he's setting an example, and he's setting a pace that puts the rest of Africa to shame. I mean, I told UCT students the other day, you have me here talking about decolonization and decoloniality and all of that. You go from one conference to the other. But are we doing anything about it? I don't see Traore calling conferences. I just see him making decisions and say, what decoloniality is this. I'm taking our control of our minerals. I'm taking control of this, taking control of that. I'm switching our allegiances because I find more possibilities here than I do there. I'm walking away from France. I'm breaking the ties and the chokehold of coloniality through France in my country. I'm giving my young people new opportunities. I'm giving them a new vision. He's a young man with a vision. No other African leader. Well, maybe now, those who are being awakened by him. But that kind of singular vision, that kind of singular dedication, that kind of way, is if I want to create a revolution that serves my people, I first have to learn to love my people. He has that. I said
the beginning of this week, to be precise, Captain Ibrahim Traore went ahead to declare his assets. You'll be shocked what he has as his net worth $128,000. $128,000. It means that some of us, you and I, are richer than him. He didn't end there anyways. He also ordered members, those serving in his government, to also declare their assets, and those who didn't do so within a limited time would face sanctions. And one thing that intrigued me, again, this time around, he again, for the nth time, refused that he would not collect his salary as president. He would stay to his salary as captain, that his salary as captain is sufficient to him. And there is another thing that he did, which I really did like, is that he banned all those who are serving in the government to take contracts or execute contracts for the government. Meaning that if you are serving in the government, you don't have the right to be a contractor. That is banned. It's not going to happen anymore. So coming back to Captain Ibrahim Traore's net worth, $128,000. It means he is the poorest president in the world, right? In history, in our modern history. But ask yourself a question, is he really poor? Of course, he's not poor, right? He has left a legacy, a footprint that no president in Africa has ever done. He has kept a mark. Wherever he goes, wherever you hear his name, you feel like you've never seen this kind of a thing before. That is the riches that he has accumulated on this earth. And he would ever be remembered for that. And that is worth more than anything you can ever pay for. To our African leaders who think that riches is everything, we're telling you that you are deceiving yourselves. For how many years you have accumulated riches? Where did it ever take you? We are calling on you to copy the footsteps of this young man and do the right thing.
We knew this all along, but the world needed to see it as well. So Ibrahim Traore is the proof we needed to show the world how wicked our leaders are. Wicked. You've been in office for what? 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 years with nothing to show for your people. This man came into office for 2 years. 2! He is manufacturing everything from his country. Detergent, soap, tomato, grains, pasta, cars, electric cars, and now an airline, Burkina Faso airline. At this point, there's really nothing else I have to say. You all gotta go. All of you gotta go. There's no exception.
Burkina Faso President Ibrahim Traore has turned down an invitation from Donald Trump, stating he has local commitments and a nation to build. In a surprising and bold move, the refusal is seen as a strong message of prioritizing his country's development over foreign engagements. Sources say Trump felt embarrassed by the rejection, as most African leaders usually welcome invitations from a U.S. president with enthusiasm.